are losing millions of tax dollars right now to what are known as ghost students, online scammers who enroll in community colleges and get away with financial aid meant for actual students from the Bay Area. I-Team reporter Dan Noyes is here with the results of a joint investigation with ABC News. Dan?
Larry and Kristen, these ghost student scammers mainly come from overseas, and they are a problem throughout California and across the country. They often use artificial intelligence to expand their reach and evade fraud detection controls. Admission staff for San Jose's community colleges are stretched thin, trying to catch ghost students who use stolen or fake identities to enroll in classes and obtain financial aid. The online scammers have had a real impact.
So we would have courses where we'd have 50 seats and another 100 plus on a waiting list. And we would find that maybe 6 of those actual enrollees were students, and the rest were fraudulent accounts, ghost students. Dr. Chaidez explained she sees the most fraud in asynchronous courses, in which students can work online at their own speed, but also with in-person classes. 58-year-old Murat Mayer is a business analyst with a PhD. He has no interest in attending community college. But as he started applying for financial aid for his teenage son, he discovered that scammers had stolen both of their identities, signing the father and son up for community college classes across the country.
We noticed that there were a lot of activity. There are a lot of applications, loan applications, grant applications. Then we panicked.
California Community Colleges confirms that in 2024, the most recent data available, 31.4% of all applications to the state's 116 community colleges were fraudulent.
Wow. So I'm sure this is something that's been going on for a while now. You know, it's just starting to trickle its way into mainstream media. But 31% of applications to, community colleges or just colleges, period. Because this is going on like from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast and up and down. So that's a lot. That's a lot. And they're basically saying that these ghost students, like, it's people from overseas who are doing it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's people within the United States who's also taking a part in this scam. And so basically, they're committing identity fraud, and they're like stealing your identity, applying for colleges, getting enrolled, applying for grants, and applying for financial aid, taking that money and having it sent to their account. So yeah, this is a new thing. And again, I feel like it's probably been going on. They're just now really reporting on it and putting it out there just to make people aware of what's really going on out here. But identity theft isn't anything new. They're just finding new ways in order to use like their skills as far as being able to steal identities, using new ways in order to, get funds. At the end of the day, they're looking to get money. So, they're saying millions of dollars lost to ghost students is wild. It's just, and they'll never see that money. They'll never ever get that money. And in some situations, they don't even know how much money was actually taken.
The scammers are sometimes able to navigate the system of enrolling, getting accepted, and applying for financial aid to get away with millions of your tax dollars. Can you give me an idea of the amount of money that was actually sent to the bad guys over the past, say, 3, 4, 5 years?
Right. Without providing you an actual amount, I can tell you that it is in the millions. So they were able to fraud the system of millions of dollars. And those millions of dollars would have gone directly to our students in financial aid resources.
The total.
So, that she was saying, I mean, I said new, but, 5 years is a long time. And I feel like it's been longer than 5 years. So, this is something that's been going on for quite some time. And it's crazy. Like, if they're just now catching this type of stuff, my thing is, man, where was y'all antennas at? Like, do y'all not have any type of safeguards in your system that'll be able to, be able to catch this type of stuff? So, they obviously found a vulnerability within this whole system as far as applying to college and applying for financial aid, and they was able to exploit it. It's as simple as that.
Lost to financial aid fraud in 2024, according to California community colleges, about $3 million in state funding and $10 million in federal funding. The Department of Education reports the federal government has lost more than $350 million to ghost student scams over the past 5 years.
$350 million. That's a crazy amount. You're almost to $500 million. And like I said, this is going on all across the country. Like, let me go to another story. Like, this was out of
Scammers
Philly.
are stealing tens of millions of dollars in college financial aid. They're increasingly using artificial intelligence and forcing colleges and the U.S. Department of Education to bolster their fraud detection systems. Investigative reporter Chapadelli has been working to uncover how local colleges have been impacted.
These criminals create what are called ghost students to steal taxpayer money, and they prey largely on community colleges due to their open enrollments. As higher education rushed to establish online enrollment, it exposed vulnerabilities.
It really does make you pause and say, okay, there's a real problem here, and we need to do something about it.
Vice President of Recruitment and Admissions at Delaware County Community College, Gina Macklin, says more than 500 ghost students enrolled in her college in 2023.
Have you been able to quantify how much money was stolen from the U.S. government in 2023 from those 500 applicants?
No, I'll say this. I'm not at liberty to say.
That lets y'all know, we seen one number, 350 million. So, and just to think it's community colleges all over. And of course, they definitely have like an open enrollment to where, you if you get denied from a community college, man, like something definitely is wrong. But again, they're taking advantage of vulnerabilities in the system and, just going about doing their scam. And once they get the funds, they're in the wind on to the next community college to do this thing too. So
here's how the scheme goes down. Scammers begin with stolen social security numbers and other identifying information and create synthetic identities, a blend between real and fabricated personal details. They submit applications, enroll in minimal classes online, and then apply for loan and grant money that's sent to bank accounts controlled by the scammers.
You are stealing money from students that could actually use this money. You're stealing someone's identity.
And taking away class spots from legitimate students. In 2025, Community College of Philadelphia had more than 600 fraudulent applications, roughly 5% of all applicants. The school had to pay back the U.S. Department of Education more than $600,000 doled out to ghost students.
We're in a space that we don't know who to trust.
During COVID, the administration pretty much relaxed all verification efforts.
U.S. Department of Education Undersecretary Nicholas Kent tells the investigative team fraud prevention has been a focus, and it prevented $1 billion in fraudulent student loan payments in 2025, largely due to improving its system to flag suspicious applications on the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. It began alerting schools to verify certain applicants in person or virtually. Why is the federal government not using the ID verification at that point?
I think that that's a great question. We are working on, a formula that will be integrated into the FAFSA early next year.
But in the short term, the flagging of suspicious accounts by the Department of Ed worked. Delaware County Community College had just 2 ghost students in 2025.
Some of it is bots. Some of it is actually concerted people. Some of them do this as their job.
Former NFL player Andrew Simpkins and his company help schools across the country spot ghost students using proprietary software well before they apply for federal aid. He says the program analyzes vast data sets and behavioral patterns and identifies anomalies that humans might miss.
Within 10 seconds, we're giving them back a response to say, hey, this person is good, get them enrolled.
But such programs can be costly for community colleges. The Community College of Philadelphia says it's now monitoring IP addresses and physical addresses for applicants. It also now uses a third-party vendor, which makes sure high school transcripts are real.
Yeah. You got to tighten up. And what I was thinking here, I was sitting there listening. As the guy has his own proprietary software that can help him out. And of course, it's not going to be too many companies who are offering that type of service. So his fees he can set his fees at whatever he would like. But it's an opportunity, that this, out of all like instances or incidents like this, opportunity comes to it comes forward. So this is an opportunity for people to get into cybersecurity, or if you're already in software development and stuff like that, to create an application that can help these community colleges out, and try to go and partner with them or bring them on as a client to be able to help them in this whole ordeal. And again, you can name your price, because one thing I do know is that we definitely need a lot more like cybersecurity professionals, and people who are able to develop this type of software in order to help people not get scammed, and for the fraud to kind of go down, as far as like how rapid that it is. Because again, this is happening all over the country, and it's already cost, like, if you ask me, it's cost billions of dollars already. You know, it's cost students not to be able to enroll in classes that they need. Legit students who actually want to go to these classes, and it takes away from the money that could be going to students who actually need it. So, um, just wanted to do a little reaction to this whole thing here. And again, this has been going on for quite some time, but it's just now trickling into mainstream media. So um, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is Justin Paul. Peace.